Hello, everyone. I know it's been a while. Just wanted to share this experience that I had the other night. There was a prayer and praise event here on campus. It was not a big group there, but it was a nice size. We had chaplains there, there were testimonies, and then there was a prayer session where we had different stations. Some dealt with Thanksgiving, confession, and then there was one about writing down your burdens. The station that talked about writing down your burdens, well, let me back up. Before we started going to the different prayer stations, I had been feeling some heaviness on my heart. I had been feeling some emotions bubbling up. And I'm like, okay, it's okay to be vulnerable, but I was kind of like, I don't want to bust out crying. Like, just play it cool. So when we went to write down our burdens, I took a bunch of pieces of paper and I said, I have a lot to write. So I started to write down the things and I just started crying and tears started falling out of my eyes. And I had been dealing with a lot, plus feeling the empathy. People that I knew, for example, people I knew that had lost a parent, people I knew that were in stressful situations, people I knew that were physically ill, my own situations going on with leadership positions that I'm in, or just different issues bothering me. This is on a Friday, so it's the end of the week. And I said to a friend of mine, it's like we're carrying so much, but we don't realize it until we slow down. And that's what I feel like happened. I remember hugging a friend of mine and, like the tears started falling. Like it was just a very like emotional night, but in a good way and very spiritual as well. And, as I was crying there, writing down my burdens, there was a girl that she was rubbing my back. She hugged me and she said, let me know if you want me to pray with you. Then later on, we prayed in a group, about 5 of us, and everyone was sharing. And I was just still crying. I thought I was done crying. And I remember one of the things that touched me the most was that this girl grabbed my hand in between her 2 hands, and she was rubbing my hand. And I was like, wow, I don't think I've ever experienced this before. And even throughout the prayers and the circle and everything, and it was just a powerful moment. I made my Facebook post saying that I was bawling my eyes out and I didn't die. And the reason I say that is because a few years ago, I've been said to my old therapist that I don't think I could be the person that's at an event at church and is crying and everyone's coming around them and, all the attention is there and they're getting support. I'm like, that's just too much. But I'm a person, I would, happily go and support someone and hug them when they're crying and stuff. And so I definitely had to think about that and why is it that I feel like I can't be vulnerable or I can't, let myself cry or have emotions in front of other people. So this was definitely like a full circle moment for me. The other thing that was so powerful for me was right before we started the prayer session, I said to God out loud, well, in my head, I said to God, but it was very clear. I said something like, I'm tired. And I said, like, I want to be supported. That's what I said. Because I had been thinking about, I can be there for people or like I'm calling people or texting people. But, sometimes you feel that, well, if I stop calling, will I get the support that I need? Or, if, someone hasn't heard from me in a while, will they reach out? And so it seemed like God was like, okay, I'm going to show you what support looks like. And that's definitely what I saw. People being there for me. They didn't necessarily even know why I was crying, but they just showed so much love and care. And other people were showing emotions too. So that was a beautiful thing as well. I wasn't the only one. But it just really was like, I don't know, it kind of just rocked my brain at that time. Like, wow, this is happening. I'm openly crying in a place. I'm not covering up my face or covering my head. I didn't leave afterwards. There was food and things like that. I didn't leave. We ate, had a good time, talked. But it was, I guess, a confirmation for me to show that, yes, I can do this. I can be vulnerable. And even with people who maybe I'll be in a leadership position over them, it's okay to show that I'm a human too, that we all are, going through things. But yeah, I was just thankful too that God quickly showed me that answer to my prayer when I said I need support. I want to feel supported. I want to be supported. I saw it, within the next 5-10 minutes. So that was pretty amazing. So saying all this to say, yes, vulnerability can be scary. It can be an exercise where you have to kind of go into the shallow end before you go into the deep end, but continue on that journey. Even if you feel like, oh, I tried to be vulnerable, it didn't work, or someone wasn't there for you or made you feel bad for opening up, I think the benefits are so great in that once you're in the safe place, keyword safe, that it does something for you, it's refreshing for you, and it also reminds you of how you're loved and valued, because you see how other people respond to you when you're vulnerable compared to if you had kept everything inside and pretended that everything was okay.